Swanita Kedar. Okay, so I have around 12 plus of IT industry experience. Okay, so started my career in 2007. I've been working with all different technologies from ERP. Started my career with PeopleSoft, then got cross-skill to Salesforce, and now working into Salesforce. Okay, I've also worked with all different types of projects throughout my career. So it was like implementation project, upgrade, rollouts, upgrade, and all those kinds of things with all different domains, finance, CRM, HR, which was required to support the technology. I have got good exposure to client facing roles wherein, I was a face to company to complete the project. So was involved in end to end cycle of the project. So it gave me more boost to my career as well as exploration to the skills as well as to the technology. So this is it from mine for my introduction. You may remember this day of demo, whatever we would discuss, you would explore those things in future during the training sessions, whatever we'll speak, whatever values that I would explain here. Okay, and that would be there in the session. So whenever we will do sessions, you will remember, yes, we had discussed this in the demo session, and that is true and the fact, right? So let's try and cover up more about Salesforce now. We'll be focusing on Salesforce and we'll move ahead. So next question start with why. Always why. Why has to be very clear in your mind. Then only it would give you a path, guided path to achieve your goal. So here I understand everyone have come across Salesforce. Some of you have done little bit of research, and now, as we know, it is a market's number one CRM company, and they are expanding like anything, right? If you follow market, you know, and they are the one who are providing best opportunities from freshers to the experienced people. So there is not like they are only hiring freshers, or they are not hiring, they don't have vacancies for any other people. And Salesforce is a system wherein, anyone can get accommodated. So you don't need any specific background. You don't need to have an experience of any specific domain. So Salesforce is open to everyone. Is it clear? It is open to everyone. So if you go back and just see, do little bit more research, you will find that there are taxi drivers who have done Salesforce, and now they are blooming with their careers. There are teachers who have done Salesforce, and now they are consultants, right? So this is the way anyone. There are people like, just now we have scientists in our team, right? So there are few people who try to get their existing experience along with the technology. So you don't need to be from technical background, or you don't need to be from coding background to learn the Salesforce. So just remove that myth from your mind that you need to be technical person to learn the Salesforce. It is a very Yes, please, Uma, please do that. We don't need a video session right now. When we all will be onboarded for the training sessions, we'll start with the videos. Okay. So right now, I don't need anyone on to be video. Yeah. So as I was talking about, Salesforce is a technology easy to learn. Okay, easy to follow and easy to grab the opportunities. Got it? Clear? So just remove the fear myth about Salesforce, that you need any technical background to learn. All good?
Yes, yes,
It's
Vanita.
good. Okay, good. So, as I had mentioned, you always need to be ready with your goal. So your goal has to be getting into industry, okay, lucrative industry where you would get the best job. So I think whoever is going to do this training, their next motive has to be getting cross skilled. Here I find three people are freshers, right? Vishwa, Suresh's daughter, okay, and there was one Bharat, right? These three are freshers. So for them, it is going to be session which would be, you know, their entry point to the industry. So it is going to be more fruitful for them as they are looking into to get into the system. And for the people who has like vast experience, I see scientist, I see Kamal who has 20 plus years of experience. So for them also it is going to be the cross skilling, right? So when you do cross skilling, it is always added knowledge to you, added benefits to your profile. It will open up more opportunities when it comes to cross skilling. You all agree with me, right? When it comes to cross skilling, it would definitely help you with your existing experience, as well as your existing experience will add upon the value to the new technology that you would learn. Agreed? I need node.
Yes.
Thumb rule. Arbinda is only
Yes,
talking,
Vanita.
others also. Yeah. So because see, when I am talking, I feel like sleepy sometimes, because I feel like I'm just talking to my laptop. That shouldn't happen. So I try and make people awake and talk to me. Anyways, let's moving. I'll skip few slides here. So out of this session, what we expect is you would know what is cloud computing, what is CRM. Okay, then we will see what is Salesforce and its uses. Then we will see the Salesforce development life cycle. Okay, then what are all environments that we have to work with our Salesforce and all that thing. We will not more focus on last 2 points as that is not required as of now. Good to go. So here we
Yes.
come. So if you have done little bit of research, everyone nowadays we just keep hearing about clouds and all that cloud technologies. So Salesforce is one of them. We have lot many others in industry, right? So what is cloud, guys? What do you understand by cloud? Any one of you? See, definition is in front of you, but still I want you to understand what it means logically. If
Logically, cloud is something like it is logical only. So you are paying for a service, but you are not paying for the setup that requires to provide that service.
correct. So you are not worried about the other resources part. You're just paying for the whole package, right?
Yes.
So that's somewhat correct. That's good. So cloud computing is internet-based computing, wherein in traditional softwares, we used to have an servers, databases, applications to get connected with them, application servers. So all those things were prerequisites, right, to get your application installed and get working, right? But nowadays it is not the case. You just need to use your application, the system, but you don't need to worry about the database that they are using, the servers that they are using. You're getting this technical point. So here we are just concerned about the application or the system that users will use or the developers will use to get their development done. Correct? So that is where resource thing we are not thinking about in cloud computing. So as per definition, cloud computing is internet-based computing whereby shared resources and software informations are provided to computers and other devices on demand. So advantage of having these cloud based computing would be it is very scalable. It has auto upgrades. There would be no internal data centers. It lowers the front cost. When we say it lowers up front up cost, that means you don't need to worry about your resources, right? You don't need to buy databases. You don't need to buy servers. You don't need to do any prerequisite setups. So you don't need to pay for that. You're just paying one lump sum amount for whole service that as a bundle or package that would be delivered to you as a system or application, right? So that definitely will lower up the cost. Then you focus on applications and not on infrastructure. When I say infrastructure, it includes everything, end-to-end requirement of setting up your application, right? So it can be your servers, can be databases, anything. It also includes your maintenance cost, right? So whenever you are using some systems, it would also lower up your maintenance cost because you are not worried about your infrastructure. That would be taken care by your cloud team. Got it?
Yes, Vanita.
Okay. Okay. We see this triangle, right? SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. So in when we start with the base, okay, it is an infrastructure, right? On which basis you would develop your system, right? Then it would move to platform. So on platform, it would give you developer will it will give developers access to the tools to develop your system. And when it move to the top of your triangle, that is SaaS, so it would be the end solution of your system, right? So your customers requirement would be fulfilled in your SaaS, so customers would be using it. So if you see some examples, is AWS, Rackspace, and GoGrid. These are the infrastructure providers, okay, who would be helping you with the infrastructure. Then if you see Azure, App Engines, and all, Force.com is nothing but your Salesforce, which helps you as a platform solution, okay, wherein you can develop your applications as per customers requirements. So that's the reason Force.com gets into a PaaS mode. Then when you move ahead on top of it, then your Salesforce, any other technology like Google Docs, FreshBooks, Gmails, all those are the end results or end application systems that would be used by your customers. Clear? So your Salesforce would help you with the SaaS and PaaS. When it is a SaaS, it is a CRM application that would be used by customers. And when it is a actual application that is built for customers' need, it would be landing up with your PaaS technology. Got it? So Salesforce will help you to do the development in terms of the application as well as in terms of the solution of the customer. Good to go? Any
Yes,
questions?
sir. Yes.
We'll see more examples about Salesforce and Force.com further. So it would be more clear. So what is CRM? What do you
Vanitha,
understand? Yeah,
Vanitha,
Suresh.
I have a question. Is it only
Yeah,
supports AWS or any other clouds?
sorry.
Is it
Any
only
other
support?
cloud? No. It is any other cloud. These are the some examples that I have just included, just to relate this
Okay.
triangle.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yes. So CRM, what do you understand by CRM? It is customer relationship management, right? So if you relate this to daily routine or anything to your job experience, what it can be, the CRM. I don't want this technical definition. So what it can be? Any other example that you can relate with the CRM, customer relationship management?
I mean, in a layman words, this is a module that supports running your business,
Mm-hmm.
reach the common user or the end user.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. What else? Kamal, any
Ma'am,
inputs?
ma'am,
Yeah, Vishwa.
It's about knowing your customer.
it's a
Everything
path
Good.
basically.
between
Yeah.
customer and manager.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. So, CRM for us would be, it is going to help your customers to provide solutions to their needs. So if we take example of bank, any bank, okay, in our real time scenario, so bank would be one of the vendor who needs to take care of their customers, right? Because they needs to get a business from them, from their customers. So in that case, suppose bank can provide you a few products like bank accounts, credit cards, right? So there they would start with the campaigning their account information, credit card information. From there, this campaigning of or marketing of their product, they would get some leads, right? Through any medium, advertisement, emails, or whatever it is, right? Through any medium, they would get the leads. Those leads would be the people who would be interested in products advertisement done uh, by the vendor, right? The bank. So there are few would get the bank accounts enrolled with them, right? There would be some who would be getting credit cards from them. So they become now customers, clients, accounts with the bank, right? Once they become banks, here we follow the sales activities. First, we did the marketing of the products of the bank, of bank accounts and credit card. Then we try to convert those leads to the actual customers by enrolling them to the bank account as well as for the credit cards, right? So here we completed the sales activity to convert their leads to the actual customers. Once those customers are there, they start using the services provided by the bank. Here we start with the service part of the system, wherein bank would be providing services to the customer for their needs. If suppose their credit card is not working, there is some mismatch of credits and debits to the credit card, those issues should be solved by bank, right? So they provide the support to the customers. So this is a support activity that we have done. So here we are following up with the marketing, sales and services to the customer in the process of banking. Clear with this example? So this is something we are trying to provide the solution to the customer's needs. That is nothing but your customer relationship management. Clear?
It's clear.
Good with this example? Any questions? Any questions? I hope we are good. Okay, let's get going. We'll move ahead. So, as per definition, CRM is a model used to manage organizations' interactions like phone calls, emails, meetings, and social media with customers and prospects, penetrating to sales, marketing, and support. As we just have seen one big example of bank, right? And we have covered almost all the scenario that should be supported in CRM, correct? So this is how it would be implemented along with your Salesforce system. Now Salesforce is a technology which would help you to achieve uh, this model, CRM model. Got it? That is why Salesforce has become world's number one CRM solution provider in the market. Right? They are at their best to provide best solutions to their clients. Okay? Clear with this? Now we'll talk about few more CRM applications and we'll see what is the difference we have. Okay. So now let me go back. So we have Sibyl, Zoho, Infusionsoft, Sugar CRM, and Salesforce. Again, these are the few examples that I have noted. There would be more in the industry, but these are the famous ones, and we might have come across them somewhere in our experience, right? So you can relate these examples. So we have these CRM applications. Okay, Sibyl is not on cloud. It is a standalone application which provides solutions for your CRM activity for the customers. So that is one disadvantage that we have. It is not on cloud. So you need a particular setup to be done to get your Sibyl working. So here comes the infrastructure cost and maintenance cost, right? Clear? Why we are not now, if we see the feature 5 years down the line, everything would be cloud or more about that, but not anything that is dependent on the infrastructure, because we want to save money and get the better productivity. All agree with this?
Yes, Vanita.
Cool. So then we have a few more cloud applications as well, which provide CRM solution like Zoho, Infusionsoft, Sugar CRM, and Salesforce. Right? Even we have Dynamics, but then why Salesforce is a number one in the world? Why not these other applications, Zoho, Infusionsoft, Sugar CRM? They are also cloud based, right? They are also saving our money on infrastructure or maintenance, whatever it is. Then why Salesforce? So there is always one thing that differentiates you from others, right? So as I'll just go back to the my slide. So that is one thing is gradually Salesforce has improved, okay, and groomed themselves to give best each and every day. It is not the same thing they are doing over the years, right? It is gradually they are trying to improve themselves. So they had just started with the SaaS earlier. They were just providing the solutions as per Zoho Infusionsoft. But later on, they have also started doing this PaaS platform thing, wherein they understood the future of the market as well as customers, right? So future was mobile, right? So they started giving clients access to their mobile phones. So earlier, when earlier customer used to use Salesforce, they only used to use it on a web page, right, on their laptops. But now Salesforce has groomed themselves and they have got to the place wherein they build the applications. When I say application, if you relate, we have mobile phones, right? And we have Facebook, LinkedIn, we have Gmail. These are the applications that we use on our mobile phones for the particular requirements. If you want to send an email, you use Gmail. If you want to do some banking, you use the banking application, right? Maybe Bank of America, Wells Fargo, ICICI Bank, correct? So they have their individual application. So this way, the customers can create their own application to support their legacy system. I mean, to get their legacy system converted to the Salesforce, or to get onto the next level, so that they don't need to log into their laptop, okay, and get going their business. On the palm of their mobile phones, they can just access their application and get going with the Salesforce as per their requirement. Clear, guys? What makes them different than other applications? Any questions?
Basically, you're saying that SR Salesforce enables the customization.
Yes, perfect. That's right.
Mm.
So when it comes to customization, they can have their own application as per their needs. It is not that they need to use only existing clouds like sales, marketing, services, any other functionality that is set up in the Salesforce system. That we will see next when we will actually see the system. Okay. So as of now, it
Okay.
is customization. You are perfectly pointed out. It is a customization that is allowed through the application building, right?
Okay. Tailor-made.
Sorry, tailor-made. Yeah,
Yeah.
tailor-made. Any other question? Good to move on.
Yes, Vanita.
Okay. CRM and ERP. Again, ERP is resource planning, right? So here we are talking about resource. So mostly we would have applications which are standalone, right? We have a SAP, we have a PeopleSoft and all that. But in CRM, it is totally, cloud-based, and where you don't need to deal with the resources, wherein we are cutting off the cost for the resources, right? Then next, why do you need a CRM? Okay, so as we have seen the example of bank, correct? So to get the better productivity, to give the better solution to the customers, this should be the main goal to the using the Salesforce CRM, and not Salesforce CRM, but any CRM model, right? So you can measure your sales activities to track your customers' interaction. So interaction can be in any medium, right? Emails, phones, anything. To follow up with your customers, to provide all customer data in one place, to save time, efforts for better productivity. When you have everything in same place, you save time, right? If you have different applications, softwares to deal with your business, it would be difficult, right? You need to set up different teams to deal with those different applications, because you need a specific person to apply their knowledge to the system. But if you have same system to do all activities, 360-degree solution, it would be easy and it would save time as well. You all agree? Yes, effective service in timely manner. That's true. Anything that you can think of, what else we can be using the CRM apart from these points, as we know the basic example of bank also, right? Any point
Yeah,
that you want
what
to
about
add?
support? Vanita, what about support? Is it
Yeah, support.
if any
Yes,
customer
support
having
is
issues,
also
right?
right. Support is one of the a key area that we would be focusing. That's true.
I
It is-
think
when
one of
Mhm,
greatest example is in sales, right? If you
mhm.
want to upsell, like targeting a customer, you need to know the customer. What
Yes,
is his interest and what
yes,
his interactions with the world are kind of thing.
yes.
That's what the value is.
So it is one place database, right, for you. So everything about your customer you know in one system. So that in future you can go back to the same people and give them the new services as well, right? So they become your iterative customers because you know your customer and their needs. And then you can also grab the new ones also in this case, right? So this is the only one place wherein you can be dealing with the new leads as well as with the existing customers for your new products. That's right. So moving ahead on next part.
What about new prospects, new customers?
Yeah, that is what I said. New lead. New lead is nothing but new prospects, right? So whenever you are doing marketing through any medium, advertisement, telemarketing, or anything, road maps, shows, or something like that, you would be getting new leads, right? Through inquiries, phone calls, emails, or all
Uh,
that. You would be you would be converting those leads to the opportunities then, which becomes
Is
your
it support
accounts.
digital marketing?
Yes, it does supports in Marketing Cloud.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but that is totally different. Right now we are talking our Salesforce system. We are not talking about the features. You're with me, right? See, before you know any other new technology, right, you need to know the core system first. You all agree? If you doesn't know the base of the thing, how can you use the features of the system, which will benefit your business, right? So first of
Right.
all, you need to understand the core, the basics of the system, and then get going. So when you say about digital marketing, it is the next part, right? Next version of the learning. That is separate module because you have a different roles in Salesforce. It is not only that admin developer or lightning developer, but you can explore the advanced level further when you know the core system, right? To do the
Yep.
feature learnings, you need to know the core learnings first. So this is a good question again about digital marketing. Okay, so now we are to the point why we are attending this demo, why we are learning Salesforce now. As we have a goal now set up, right? We need to get a good job. In not good job, I would say we need to get a best opportunity. Job is not correct word, I would say. We need to get the best opportunity, right? So when we are looking at that best opportunity, which should be a better than the existing one, so that you can explore and grow in your career, right? So freshers, it is going to be any opportunity because they need to get into the. But when you see the trend in Salesforce, freshers gets the good one compared to any other technology. So it is going to be best one for the freshers as well. So now we'll point a few points which would help you to know why we are learning Salesforce now. It is easy to learn. When I had started session, I mentioned that, right? You don't need any technical or any specific background to learn the Salesforce. It is for everyone. So it is very easy to learn. Very, 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 very easy to learn. This is I'm adding this all very, very, very because this will give you a positivity as well as motivation to understand how easy it would be, and it would also help you to get your attention and focus to one of the technology to learn in a more focused way. So remove your myths and fears from your mind that it is going to be difficult or how it would be managed. It is going to be very easy. Then one more thing that we have a plus point here to learn the Salesforce than the any other technology. You get the dev or environments available for free for your hands-on practice, correct? Wherein in other technologies, any application, you need to pay for it. So here is the advantage, right? So you have a free environments available to do your hands-on practice for the Salesforce learning. Got it, guys? Clear?
Yes, Vanita.
Then next would be good job prospects, lots of opportunity in and outside of India because it is world's number one CRM, right? So everyone is trying to use the same for their betterment of the services, right? So in India also we have a ICICI Bank, we have a Ola. They all are also using the Salesforce CRM. So do you see the roadmap? So everywhere in the globe, Salesforce CRM is putting up their footprints. So you have opportunities everywhere. Now, people with a non-technical background can also learn. I kept repeating this. It is for everyone, right? So don't keep in mind that it is for freshers only. It is only for the high experienced people from IT, or it is only for finance domain. It is not like that. It is for everyone. Anyone can join in and learn the Salesforce. No coding background required. As I had mentioned, no technical background is required. Opportunities, huge demand in market, highly paid jobs. You can do freelancing. So it is not only that you need to do the job as per the company's working hours. It would give you more roles and prospects in terms of freelancing also, right? You can do freelancing, which would I mean, you don't need to be stuck with the working hours. Then you have a more on-site opportunities. This is specific for the IST time zone people, because it has a good market in US. So whoever are from US time zone, they understand this, right? So if you see Salesforce market, it is best in the US right now. They are growing very fast, rapidly in US, because they understand the CRM need for their services or products than any other region, right? So marketing is something, is the base for your services and products to get paid off. Correct, guys? So any other question that you want to ask, or are we good to go ahead?
You're good, Vanita.
Okay, let's move on. So just to brief you about Salesforce.com, they had started in 1999. Okay, so and it is now 2021. Almost they are 22-year old. In last month only they have just completed their 22nd anniversary. So they had just started with there was a person called Mark Benioff. He was a ex VP of Oracle, okay, who just started to work on his idea about this system. So he had started with this Salesforce CRM application .com, wherein he started to give services on demand to the customers as per their needs. So it was very basic application that they built to provide the solutions to need of the CRM of the customer. Okay. So let me skip this also. We have already spoke about it. So as I had mentioned, Mark Benioff was ex-executive of Oracle. Okay, so when we say Salesforce is cloud-based customer relationship management system, it is web-based service. Users can sign up and log into Salesforce through browser, and they can access their databases from anywhere with the internet connection. So you just need an internet connectivity, and you don't need to worry about anything else. Got it, guys? One device and internet connectivity, and your business is set up to provide the solutions to the client. So here I am talking in terms of user perspective, business perspective, right? So we will see use of the Salesforce. So as we know, we will be providing 360-degree solution to the client, right? Marketing, sales, and services. That is what you would do through the SaaS, the web-based application. And when it comes to PaaS, it would be customized application that you would build for your customer, and which would be available for them anywhere with them on their mobile phones. That is PaaS. Clear with these two things, SaaS and PaaS? How they provide the services, 360-degree solutions to the client. Any questions on this part? Is it clear? The idea is clear?
So are you saying that Snapdeal and Ola, the apps
Mhm.
that they manage, they use the Salesforce technology?
Mhm.
Is my
Yes,
understanding correct?
yes, they are using Salesforce technology. That's true.
Okay.
So it is been built on Salesforce force.com, which is application tailored based on for Ola and Snapdeal.
Okay.
So these are
Force.com
the
one. Okay.
yes. So it is application which gets installed on your mobile phones, right? So you don't need to
Mm-hmm.
log into your laptop and then access the Ola or Snapdeal, right? It
Correct.
is only application on
Yes.
mobile phone. So that is platform-based development that you are doing in Salesforce. And when it is a
Mm-hmm.
SaaS, it is a web-based development that you would be doing. So
Mm-hmm.
when we refer to SaaS, you would be open. I would be talking more about now roles that is offered in market for the Salesforce. So when you do based training for the Salesforce, okay, you would open up for the few roles like Salesforce administrator, Salesforce developer, Salesforce Lightning developer, and Salesforce consultant. These are the base roles when you go through the base training of the Salesforce. So when it is a admin and developer, okay, Salesforce developer or consultant, this role would support to do the development in terms of SaaS, okay. And when it comes to Salesforce consultant and Salesforce Lightning developer, so Lightning developer would be responsible person for the platform development, who would be building up the applications for your customers' need. Got it?
Got it.
So Lightning Learning would be for your PaaS. So I'm just trying to relate these roles to the PaaS and SaaS. Okay, guys?
Okay. Yeah. So to your right, I see VMware mentioned. Is it?
Yes. So
So.
so it was just example of PaaS. Okay.
Mm,
So how it would be used on a user's case, how it goes back. That is how
okay.
it would be implemented.
Yeah.
So when
VMware
we see, yeah, tell me.
is used in infra as a service.
Yes.
VMware.
Yeah, so here we are not going to use it on a system, but you would not have to have them on your system, right? VMwares, but you would just be developing the application. You are not going to think about VMwares or any other infrastructure that is required for your development, PaaS and SaaS. That is what it was. So developer doesn't need to worry about the infrastructure part when you are doing development for SaaS and PaaS as a system admin developer or system lightning developer. Okay. So this would be taken care by the Salesforce team. They so there would be people who would be specialized in this infrastructure part in cloud, and they would be handling it. So it is invisible entity for us. Okay, there was a question, SaaS and PaaS. What is SaaS and PaaS? Sorry, I just didn't mention about this before. For the people who are new to this, SaaS is a service, software as a service, okay, and PaaS is platform as a service. So when we say software as a service, you would be providing to your clients. So it is an application or system you are going to provide that to the customer. But when you say platform as a service, PaaS, okay, so the platform that you would build, so when we say platform, it is an application built for your requirement, right, which would be installed on your mobile phone. So it becomes a platform for your business, and that would be provided as a service. Clear? PaaS and SaaS.
Yes,
Okay.
Vanita.
Okay, sure. Good to move ahead. Okay. So who uses the cloud computing CRM? Insurance, banking industry, communication high-tech industry, pharma industry, entertainment industry, product-based companies, social media companies. So all are using CRM because everyone needs to grab a new customers or provide the best solutions to their existing customers, right? So CRM is something would create a huge or large customer base for your services or products, right? So for that purpose, you are going, that purpose, these different domains and the industries are now focusing on using the CRM applications. Got it? We have few examples mentioned besides it. So cloud development lifecycle would be the same as any other technology. Okay, SDLC or any other processes that we will follow, waterfall model, agile model. Okay, so here I would just mention that when we say the project lifecycle experience, it is going to go through the taking up requirement from first of all, you will kick off the project. Okay, you would sign up the SOW and get the contract from client to provide the solution to their needs. Okay, once that is done, your technical team would be in picture, who are going to be the developer, admins, developers and all that, right? They would be working with the client to get the requirements, design the system for them. Once design is ready, they would start doing the development as per need. If it is a SaaS, they would start working on the web development of the part or setups that Salesforce needs. Or if it is an app, then Lightning developer would be working on it. Okay, once development is done, they would be doing unit testing from their end. Okay, once unit testing goes through well, they would proceed to the next phase, that is user end testing. We call it as a UAT. Okay, UAT is something client would be verifying the results that you have developed in the system for their needs, right? Once UAT goes through well, you would be putting up the change request to the committee, and once it gets approved, you would move those changes from one place to another place. Okay, so whenever you are you would be referring to 3 different environments here. Whatever development this developer do, admins, developers or Lightning developers, they would be using the dev environment. When I say environment, it is the system that we are going to do the development part of the system. The next would be when you provide the development to the UAT, that is user end testing, you would move your changes from development environment to the test environment. Okay, from there you get the approval. Once that is there, you would move your changes, final changes, once it is approved, to the production is the final system. Okay, production is a final system which would be used by users of the company to fulfill the requirement of their CRM, correct? So that final system is nothing but production. So once you are done with the UAT, you would move your changes from test environment to the production. So clear with this life cycle now? So this is the whole life cycle. We are going to go through the training as well, that I will speak about it once we come to the outline of the training. Okay, sounds good? So far so good? I need a node.
Yes, Vanita. Good so
Okay,
far.
let's get going. Okay, let's get going. So here we will have 2 types of development in Salesforce. One is declarative customization and programmatic customization. So when I say declarative is something just on click of your mouse. Isn't it sounds simple now? On the click of your mouse, you would be doing the development in Salesforce. Sounds good? Easy? So these declarative customizations would be handled by role, that is Salesforce admin. So admins would be responsible to do these configurations in the system. Okay. And when it comes to programmatic, Salesforce developer would be the responsible people to do the programmatic customization, wherein you need a little bit of coding skills, which allows users to extend their beyond the declarative salesforce.com capabilities. So wherein when it comes to coding skills, you know, you are going to build the business logic as per customers' needs. Do you understand the business logic, what it is? So business logic is something, there would be some processes set up in the client, right? So they want to exactly implement same in the Salesforce system. So that is something business logic you would be coding. So let me give you some example. Suppose there is a account, okay, which gets added to the system, suppose. Okay, and then there is no email address added. You want to make that email address compulsory to be added so that, you know, communication happens easily. So to make that email address mandatory, there are ways in declarative customizations also. Admin can do that. But if suppose admin has not done that, in later part there comes the requirement from client to make it mandatory. Either you can do the configuration to declarative customizations, or through coding you can put some validations. If that box is empty, you're not supposed to save the data in the system, right? So you make it mandatory, so that that business logic can be put up through the coding. Clear with this example? So you also don't need to get any fear or myth about coding. Coding is going to be similar to HTML, JavaScript kind of thing. So we will start from very basics. Okay, what is variable, what is class, and all that. So you don't need to have any background of these coding languages as well. All good? Shall we move ahead?
So for this programmatic customizations,
Mhm.
can you use any language like
No, we
JavaScript?
can't. No,
Is there
they have their
specific
own language
Okay.
set up in the system. That is why I'm saying it is similar to JavaScript or HTML, but they have their own syntax. They have built their own language. I will be explaining that in my outline discussion, training outline discussion. You will understand that. But it is
Okay.
similar to HTML and JavaScript. If you have done throughout your career or throughout your, college days, these are the basic language we learn, right? During colleges,
Yeah.
during graduations or thing. So if you are familiar with that is also fine. If not, is also fine. I'm just referring the programmatics used in development to these existing languages. That's it. It is going to be easy. So let's move ahead. We'll speak about this later part. Okay, now is the time to see the actual system. This we have already spoke about, right? Development, testing, UAT, and production, how it goes, the whole life cycle. So this is the same thing I just explained. Okay, so this is it. Now let me go back to the system. I don't want to go through PPTs and all that now. As we have understood about client, you have a better clarity now about cloud, CRM, Salesforce, and the roles that Salesforce offers. Are these four things clear in your mind? Any confusion? Do we have good roadmap now?
Yes, Manita.
Are you all following up with this? The flow is clear, right? The way we are going. If any confusion, let me know. Suresh, Kamal.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I'm good, Vanita.
Okay, great. I just thought of checking, so before we start something else, we should not keep something in back of the mind. So just get it clear. Okay, so let's get going. This is going to be your Salesforce system. This is how it looks like before you sign up, right? So I have used developer.salesforce.com. So this is going to be the developer version of your system, right? So you are always going to use the developer version of the Salesforce system. So these are the ones which are free for you for your hands-on practice throughout the training sessions. Clear? So to get the new environment, you would be using the sign up button, and I would just log in with my existing credentials so that we can see the look and feel of the system. Have you has any one of you have seen the Salesforce system before? Any one of you? Because there are a few people who comes for demo, they have done their hands-on practice. So now I would talk about the people who already started doing and learning Salesforce by themselves. It is possible to learn by your own self also, but then why do you need a trainer? There is a difference, right? When you start with the self-learning, there is no particular path setup. You don't have a roadmap, right? So then you would just randomly pick up the topics and you would run. But when you do the training through trainer, they would be giving you the guidance to go in right direction and in particular flow of the development, right? So self-learning is something for better hands-on practice, right? But you don't understand the connectivity between the concepts. So therein a trainer comes in picture who would help you to connect the concepts, to connect the system, to give you the flow, to give you the roadmap, right? And to help you to do the more hands-on practice with real-time scenarios. So for the fresher people, real-time scenario would be the trainer. What trainer does is he does add all the scenarios or examples while developing the system as per the their experience in particular technology, right? From the projects. So whatever projects or something they have done, they would be taking up some scenarios and they would be implementing for those concepts. So when you do self-learning, it is something only the concept you would read and do some examples, right? But it is not the live examples or scenarios that you would build. Clear with this? I'm not saying that self-learning is not doable, but it is not that effective. When you get a guided one, it is more effective because you have a focused and concentrate path. So now, has any one of you have seen the system before? There are a few people who comes for demo, they are ready and they might have signed up also, they have seen the system, but still they are confused what to do next. They are not able to do the next step of action. They have seen the system, but they are not sure what next needs to be done. That is what happens. So have you seen the system before, any one of you? I need answer from all.
Not from my end. I haven't seen it earlier.
Okay, okay.
Seen it, but I have not used it.
Okay, you have not used it. Okay, good. Who else? She has not used it. Okay. Suresh?
Yeah, I seen it, but I never get a chance to work on it.
Mm-hmm. Vishwa? Why these answers are important to me? Because I need to understand the level of things,
I'm
the
not
focus that you have put. You have not seen. Okay. Because sometimes some people are totally blank when they come for a demo. So let me use this one. This is the existing one, okay, that I have used for my last training. So let me log in. This is how your Salesforce system looks like once you get into the system. This is the security part that would be there. Simultaneously, I'll be opening up the notepad. Are you all able to see my screen, right? I see some fluctuation to the screen, so thought of checking. Hello, are we connected?
Yes, Vanita.
Okay, fine. Because there was some fluctuation to the screen, so I thought I got disconnected or what.
No, no, no. We didn't notice, at least I didn't notice any fluctuation.
Okay, fine. Maybe at my end, maybe. Okay, so this is how your system will look like. So this is the project that we had developed. I don't want to get into it. Let me see. Okay, 1 minute. So this is how your Salesforce system will look like. This is the project environment. So that is the reason I'm not going to show you other domains which are there available here. We had just disabled them, the sales, marketing, services, all those. Okay, so that is not visible here right now. So let it be, but your system will look like this. And this is the standalone requirement that was there for the projects which we had developed to provide the data to the client. Okay, so this is application which users will be using it for the business purpose, right? They would add the data, they would update the data, so they would delete the data. This activity will happen from user's end. Clear, guys? So this is user, those would be using in production system. Okay, then when you go to this corner, there is a star sign, right? And when you click on it, there would be setup. We will click on setup option. It would take you to the next page, and this is the page, okay, the developers would be using. Clear the difference? This is the actual system which users uses for their business needs, and this is setup page would be used by for the development by admins and developers. Okay, clear the difference? Setup mode of the system and the application mode of the system. Any questions?
Can you show one more time?
See, when we logged in, you come to this
Mhm.
page, right, wherein you see different tabs, different pages.
Ah,
So this user activity will happen here, adding new data, deleting data, updating data, right?
mm,
This activity will
yes.
happen on the system. So this is
Mm,
user mode of the system. Okay,
okay.
actual application that user will be using. So this is
Okay.
actual system. Okay, and when you go to setup mode on this link, okay, it will take you to
Mm,
the new page. So this is called as setup mode of the Salesforce system, wherein admins and developers would be using this to do the
okay.
development of the project
Mhm.
as per the requirement of the client. Clear, guys?
Okay. Yes, cleared.
These two modes are clear because I would be walking you through two more modes. Okay, so here we have spoke about. Let me just close this. I'll be using Notepad to note down some things. So user mode we discussed, admin, developer, setup mode, right? Next would be, this is what you are looking at. If you notice the URL of the system, it says Lightning. Lightning is the latest version of the system. Okay, so when
Okay.
Salesforce had started in 1999, they had just started with the classic version of the Salesforce system. At the bottom, when you click on this profile icon here, top corner, okay,
Mm,
it would drop down, and in options you have this link. Do you all able to see this? Switch to Salesforce Classic. So
yes.
this is the one more mode called as Classic mode, which is the older version of the system with which version they had started. Okay, so in 1999 they had started with this. So this is how now your system looks like. If you have noticed, see, in Lightning mode, the same system is looks like this. So your look and feel has changed. So you have a two modes, Classic and Lightning. This is the same user mode. This is also user mode for you, but in Classic version, right? So you have a two versions, Classic version mode. It has a very basic look and feel, okay? And Lightning. Right? Improved look and feel, right? Clear with these two modes now? See, this is the same
Yes.
user page we are looking at, but these are the two different versions. Okay, so now we understood the user mode and setup mode, right? So whenever you will do development, you would be doing it on setup mode and you would be testing it on user mode, right? Whatever changes you will do, you will test it on user mode. Clear with the development and testing part now? How it would
Yes.
walk through? Next would be why they have these two distinguished versions. So in industry, in market, Salesforce has more projects. Okay, Salesforce has more projects of upgrade. So what is upgrade project? Upgrade project is something your existing customers who had opted Salesforce system long back, right? When you had started in 1999. So they want to now move their business to latest version. So that is something they are trying to upgrade themselves from older version to newer version. That is called as a upgrade project. So we have a lots of projects in market for the upgrade, right? So when they are trying to switch, sorry, I will take your question later on. When they are trying to upgrade, they are trying to, why they want to upgrade now? See, you can see the same pages here also, only look and feel difference, right? But it is not only look and feel difference. That's the reason they want to get migrated to new versions, right? A new version is something, it will give you more features added to your system. So features are not only related to look and feel, it would give you more features to your automation processes, more features to your security processes, more features to expand in terms of PaaS. So your application development would be done on your Lightning mode. Clear now? So earlier they used to only do development on classic mode, and they never had ability to develop the application on classic mode. That's the reason they had to upgrade their system to new versions, right? And improving themselves, they have come to the Lightning mode. And Lightning mode is something now they can build their own applications for the customers. Clear now, the development part. So nowadays Lightning developers are more demanded in market. Understood?
Yes, Vanita.
So for upgrade projects as well as for the application developments, Lightning developers are needed in the market. I think you are now have a better idea about all the roles, right? That we are discussing: admins, developers, Lightning developers, and their job perspectives. Clear, guys? Any questions on this? Any questions?
No, we are good.
So I will talk about roles again: admin, dev, Lightning developer, okay, and last would be consultant. So we are good with this now. We understood all versions of system, right? Who would be working on which system and how it would help in all different types of projects. Admin dev and Lightning developer are clear. So now who are the consultants? Any one of you? I won't answer. Who would be the consultant? Salesforce consultant.
Who would understand the business and
Mm-hmm.
let the customer know if they need an admin or dev or Lightning developer,
Mm-hmm.
where they stand it and where their business is at and how further can it be improvised using Salesforce product.
Correct. So it is not perfect, but you have tried to, get a sense of consultant. So perfectly said, you are going to deal with customers directly. When it comes to admin dev and Lightning developers, there would be mediators always, right? Because clients can be in different time zones. So there are different people who would be mediator for you. BD people, technical people, or your seniors, they would be getting requirements from client and they would be passing up to the teams to do the development. Correct? So this admin development and Lightning developer would be the people who would be taking up those requirements and start working on it. So they don't have a face to the client. That is as simple as that. But when it comes to Salesforce consultant, okay, they have a face to client. They can directly interact with the client to get the requirement from client, to understand their businesses, and to provide the solution to their business as per requirement, right? But to provide solution, consultant also has a system knowledge. They can do development by themselves. Clear? So here you skip the hierarchy part. Here you skip the delay in communication. Here you get the more productivity, right? So Salesforce consultant would help customer to get end-to-end solution as per their needs, and they would be doing it by themselves because they know the development part as well. They know the system end to end. Clear, guys? Now, who would be consultant? So, who you want to become now? Admin developer, lightning developer, or consultant? All. Okay, all means consultant, right? See, only doing development is shouldn't be on your mind. If you become consultant, therein comes all different types of aspects that you need to cover up. Your soft skills, your communication skills, your technical skills, everything would be tested, right? Your confidence, your responsibilities, all those things. So here you become a final product for the client. So nowadays, when it comes to client, they prefer consultants over any developer. Why? Because they don't need to invest on multiple people at a time if one person can do that job, right? Clear now? So here you need a clarity. You need to be a consultant going forward. Good to go?
Yes, Vanita.
Yeah. Vishwa,
Yes, ma'am.
asking these questions to
Yes.
freshers because this is going to be very new for everyone. Who are experienced, they understand this. But for freshers, it is very new, right?
Yes.
So now let's target for consultant now, okay? We are going to be a consultant. This is the target for us now. Now, next would be, we have seen the system, right? All the modes, user mode, development mode, two different versions of the system, right? And which role can be working on what, how it would be developed. So we have also seen the life cycle. Now, there are going to be trailhead. Trailhead is for the hands-on practice, okay, and there is going to be app exchange. Okay, these are the three things that we will concentrate and focus on during the training. App exchanges to support, do you all know, on our mobile phones we have app managers, right? Application managers, wherein from where you get all applications installed. So app exchange is also a same thing for the Salesforce, for from where you can be able to get the applications installed, right? So you can post your applications there, developed application, and you can get it installed. It can be free or it can be paid one. Clear, guys? So if you just see these are the companies who have developed some applications for their needs, appoint and event automation. Then someone has stopped over spending on e-signatures. So any kind of application you can build and sell it over here, correct? So this is about PaaS we are talking about. The Salesforce Lightning developer develop a application for a customer. They are posted here and it is ready to use by the customer from here. Got it? Clear with the flow and connectivity now between the system and application development and the role. Here I am trying to make a chain between all these concepts that we are talking. You shouldn't be confused. If you have any confusion, let me know. Good to go? Actual system, trailhead for learn, hands-on practice, and app exchange for posting your applications. Okay. So we just spoke about Salesforce system. We also trailhead, and we spoke about app exchange. Cool. Any questions? We have half an hour left. I need to cover up the outline also.
Can you explain once again what is Trailhead?
Trailhead is for hands-on practice.
Okay. It
So
is
we
like
will
lab
learn the system.
environment.
That kind of thing. Correct.
Okay. And Salesforce system?
The actual system that we have just looked
Ah,
upon.
that you
System,
showed
when
us.
this one, the
Okay.
system I'm talking about, application, Salesforce application.
Yeah, this is
So
the
I refer
Salesforce
that to the
system.
system.
Okay.
Yes, which we
Okay.
would be using for development, and this would be the solution for your customers for their CRM needs, right? And it is a cloud
Right.
based, because now we don't know which database is used, right? We don't know which server is used because it is
Correct.
posted on cloud. That is why I
Yes.
started with the basics. so that you understand the relativity.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay. Clear.
Vanita, I have a question. If customer data is on different system, third-party system, for example, any
Mhm.
CMDB or any Active
Mhm.
Directory, how we can integrate?
Mhm. It is integration processes that we have, and we can integrate them. It is integration thing. We have a web services. You are you aware of this web service and all that? We use that to integrate with the third party systems. That we will see in automation. We have a process automation sessions, right? So in that we can see that integration part.
Okay.
So this is for everyone. If you have not understood his question, Suresh, it was Suresh, right?
Yes.
I can't see your name, so sorry about that. Just thought of checking. So Suresh asked whether we can integrate with other system. Integration is what? Here you are trying to deal with a other system. Like suppose this is Salesforce system, right? And you have a employee data on ABCD system. Okay, so you want to access that employee data to send the salary from Salesforce system. So you need to access the employee data, right? So to access that data, you would build the integration between your Salesforce and ABCD system, okay, to get the employee data and send the salary. Clear? Clear to everyone? So this is just basic example, but we can do integration with anything else. Like you can integrate with your Gmail accounts here, Gmail box, right? There are a lot many things you can do with the Salesforce. So there you save your time on other developments. So ready product can be just accessed through integrations. What was the question from Uma? Does that mean? 1 minute, I'm just checking the chat box. Does it mean sharing the data between employer and Salesforce? Yes, sharing the data between employer and Salesforce. That is what you are going to do. Send and receive data between Salesforce and employer system, that is ABCD system. Okay, so we have started with the basics, clouds, then CRM thing, then we learned about Salesforce system, what it is, how it developed, then we seen the different roles that we can support when we learn the system, then we actually seen the system, right? User mode, then setup mode, different versions, different types of projects that can be done. Then we have also seen three different systems that we would be accessing throughout the training sessions and use of those systems. So far, so good. Are we good to discuss the outline? Structure and outline, okay. So now we are going to divide this training. Yes, we need to practice through. I'm going to talk about now actual training part. You will have better idea. Okay. So outline, we are going to divide this training into 3 parts. So this is the model that I have developed through my experience. Because see, there are a few people who only suggest to do admin training, then go for the development and then go for the advanced training, that is lightning training. But which is not right. When you do only admin training, okay, it is a basic job that you would get, only admin role, right? You can't be a consultant because you don't know system in and out. You don't know the relativity between the system as a developer, right? So you can't become a consultant. So I don't recommend or suggest people to do individual trainings. So that is where I have prepared this model of training, okay, wherein we would divide training into admin, okay, development, and then lightning. Okay, so your training is going to be bundle of all these 3. Clear? When I say bundle Salesforce course, it is going to be plus plus plus.
Vanita,
I
your
don't.
voice is echoing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Let me reconnect my headset. Is it for everyone? Hello?
We are able to hear you properly. No issue.
So maybe, are you listening me on your speaker?
Okay, this is fine for me. Yeah.
Yeah, if you unmute yourself, there won't be any echo.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be bundle version of the training. Okay. So in admin, we are going to cover data model, security model. I'm a kind of very structured person, and I have planned and modeled this training in very structured way. And you would see this in going forward when you join the training. So security model, process automation. Then we have a process automation. We have repo analytics. Sorry, this is just typo. Reports and dashboards. In development, it is a configurations, right? Development is nothing but coding, business logic. Clear? So now you can relate, right? The things that I was talking. So in this, they have their own, have developed their own language. So triggers. This is a coding language and concept that we would be building up in development sessions. Okay. Apex is a programming language that they have for their own. SOQL. SQL, you have heard about SQL, right? The language that we use to fetch the data from database, right? Similarly, they have a database language to deal with the databases during the coding. Okay. Then they have a asynchronous Apex concept. Which is nothing but the automation processes that would help us programmatically. Okay. Next, we would be developing. So this is all whole one thing that you would develop, whole system for your SaaS. Okay. And there would be one more thing that you would learn, Visualforce pages. This is totally standalone application you would build again. Using Visualforce coding language. So the way you develop your application using data model, security model process, the same way you can just build your separate third-party application using Visualforce pages. So this is kind of third-party application you would develop to get integrated with the Salesforce system. Yes, we are going to sign up for the this thing, developer environment. So you all will be doing that. If you have any question, just unmute yourself and ask, because sometimes I miss to read the chat box. Okay. So this is what we will cover up in development module of the training. The next is going to be Lightning. In Lightning, we are going to work on Aura framework, LWC framework, LDS, and App Builder. App Builder is a last, right? Because it is a final product which we would develop as a PaaS, right? And we would be posting it to the another environment. And once all this is done, this bundle is done, the training of bundle, we will try and do the migrations, right? Because our final product is ready. We have done the unit testing, we have done the UAT, right? UAT would be done by me simultaneously. So migration will happen, different system. And different ways of migrations we will learn, right? So I will just go back here to data model. Here in data model and data management. When I say data management, in data management, we are going to do import and export. Okay. Clear? Are we connected?
Yeah, Vanith, I have a
Hello?
question. Lightning, I missed earlier, is it kind of a upgrade, right? From application upgrade, right?
Yes, it is not only upgrade. That was just one part of development. Nowadays in market, we have more demand of upgrade project because existing customers are moving to the latest version, right? But there would be new development as well, right? As I had mentioned, app builder. App builder is what you are creating end-to-end solution for your client, which would be installed on clients' mobile phones, and they would be using it, right?
Okay. We will
So it
package the
is a
application
solution.
and upload through App Builder, right? Or we
Yes.
will develop the
No, we will
application.
develop through App Builder and then we will post it through App Exchange. I told you
App
about use of App Exchange, right? We post there the applications and then from there it gets installed to the users. The same way we do it on our mobile phone, right? App managers.
Okay.
So it is fresh development as well. And to support that development, we have a different concepts of Aura framework. LWC is Lightning Web Components. LDS is Lightning Data Services. Okay, I will
Okay. For
elaborate
example,
that.
if I build the application, right? For example, through App Builder, then I upload to App Exchange. Somebody will certify the app or automatically any bugs also
There
they
are
can
options. It can get automatically also, or it can be accessed also if it is paid one. That totally depends. That we will learn through migration processes, how you build the packages.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So that those setups would be done in packages. So when we will learn this, you will remember this question which we discussed in demo. So lot many things we discuss in demo and they get relate in actual training, right? And you get more clarity.
Okay.
This is Lightning Data Services. Said. Any questions on outline so far? So good about these three modules and the way it has been modeled as a bundled. So if you see when you just learn admin from any other institute or any other trainer, it is a only partial thing you are learning, right? On the click of your mouse, the configurations and that's it. You don't get the whole insights, and then you can't relate your business logic how it would be supported in your actual development, right? And then here you can't get the advanced learning of Lightning, which would be more in demand right now, right, as a Salesforce consultant. And you get the more opportunities to your profile when you become a Lightning developer as a consultant, right? Clear, guys?
Yes.
So once this is done, now we will talk about the timelines, timings that has been pre-structured, and it goes very well. Okay, we just had one last batch that had started in February and completed at the end of March. We had 11 people in that batch. Three of them were students and others were experienced one. And it was a combination of IST and EST and PST, I guess. Yes, three time zones. So we had a batch from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. So timings are good for everyone. same timing that we have connected today. Or it can be 6:30 to 8:30. So time for a
Then
batch.
only weekends or weekday?
No,
Weekdays
no,
also?
I'll speak about that. I'm just trying to first get about the times. It is going to be 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. IST. So the half an hour prior to this time would be fine for you. So now this batch is going to be weekdays batch. So when I say weekdays batch, Monday to Friday IST. Okay. And why weekdays batch? Okay, so weekdays batch because 5 days we are going to go through lots of concepts. Okay, hands-on practice, assignments. Every post session you are going to get the assignments. Okay, so to sometimes we have a prior commitments, responsibilities towards our job, personal responsibilities, right? So those needs to be fulfilled. You don't get time sometimes. So weekends are the days. Those 2 days you get the full attention to complete your pending work of assignments. Okay, so that's the way we are planning for the weekday batch. All good? So every
Yes,
day.
but
So now we are going to have every day 2 hours batch, right? And for week we have a 10 hours, right? Per week. 1 minute. Per day and 10 hours per week. So to complete this model of training, okay, because we have included everything, admin, development and lightning, we need 80 hours of dedicated time. How many? Total 80 hours. So when we see 10 hours per week, we need 8 weeks to complete this training. How much? 8 weeks. Clear, guys? So 2 months. Okay. And now I will divide these modules into hours that we will dedicatedly follow for to complete this module. So admin would be covered in 30 hours. Development would be covered in 30 hours. And lightning would be 20 hours. So here to complete admin, we need 3 weeks. For this 3 weeks. And this one will have a 2 weeks. So total 8 weeks. Clear with the structure, time and structure. Batch timing 6:30 to 8:30 a.m. IST, Monday to Friday IST timings. Okay. And 2 hours each day for 8 weeks, that is 2 months. Any questions? Are we good with the structure and outline? Or max, we may change this Sunday to Thursday. Thursday IST, right? So just to overlap the timings. Okay, see, if you have any question, just speak up, unmute yourself. If I miss out your question on chat box, would
Yeah,
be difficult.
but only do you have only weekdays batch or no weekend batch?
I'll come to weekend batch also. Right now, we are just concentrating on weekday batch. Okay, so there is a purpose actually why not weekend batch as of now with this structure, because now I'm going to add one more thing as a bonus. Okay, that is going to be project experience. Okay, what is project experience? You will be doing one project simultaneously with me for 8 weeks. Okay, I have a few projects with me. I'll give you one example. This is a project you see me, right? There are a few people who does only project experience with me because they have done training from some other trainers, but still they don't have a confidence, right? to face the interviews. So I'll be helping out you with the interview preparation. Then profile preparation. Okay. And simultaneously, we would be discussing best practices in industry, which are required for your project, right? So in this 8 weeks project, you are going to do project with me. So we will learn the concepts and you would develop the project simultaneously by yourself. I'm not going to interfere in that. I would be the client for you. See, this is the project that we had developed just now with one of my students. And this is the same project I had done with my last batch of 11 people. Okay. So this is everything is ready. All phases we are going to go through. Requirement, design, unit testing, UAT, migration, and all that. And all concepts are covered here. Data models, security, triggers, coding, right? Process automation, everything is added here. Creating the application and all that. So end-to-end solution through the project. You are getting it. So this project include all the concepts that we just have discussed in timeline. Also, we will experience all the phases of the project life cycle, right? So this is going to be bonus for the 8 weeks. Clear
Yeah,
with this?
great. It's really
So
helpful.
once we start with this project, now you understand why weekend is kept free for you guys. You need to do your project work too. Got it? It is not simple. You need to be very focused. Clear now? Why not weekend batch? If we have a weekend batch, okay, we need to spend 4 hours on sessions, and it would be like a very big gap for 5 days. Okay. So that is the reason when we go with this model, structured model, okay, it would help in more better way. And I have like 4 to 5 years of experience of handling this structured training with this timeline. And it goes with best outcome and results from the students' part. So this was the one example. So there are, I charge extra for this project experience when people come only for project experience. You understand that, right? I'm not doing training for them, but only project experience so that they get the more confidence, right? To face the interview, to do more hands-on practice for concepts, right? But when you do this project experience simultaneously with training would be more value add because currently you are doing concepts and you are doing extra hands-on practice, right? Without gap. So it will give you more preparation time also during this. Clear? Are we good on this part? All of you. So this is all about the structure.
good.
I think we have left with 5 to 6 minutes. Let me now go back. So this was all about from basics to taking to the systems and making it to the roles and connectivity. Now it makes more sense to you, right? The way we started at say 7 a.m. After 2 hours, it is more clear in mind. I hope I tried to make it more clear. Right? So now I will come to the next part. When we were talking about the features, right? B2B thing from I just forgot the name. So that place, first you need to know the core system, in and out of the system, right? Then only you would be able to do the specialized training for marketing or sales cloud or service cloud, right? The setups, the digital marketing thing, those things can be done later part once you know the system in and out, right? So this training will help you to understand the system, as well as if you are not going for this role also, right, consultant role, but with your existing experience you can utilize these skills, right, to get into the Salesforce, right? So you don't need to be a developer in this matter, but it would help you with your existing experience as well. So when we will go back, I'm going to walk you through all the clouds also during the trainings. So those clouds are nothing but your sales cloud, marketing cloud, and service cloud. So we are going to have one session for end-to-end discussion of that functionality. Okay. So it is not only a technical training, but with live examples, real scenarios, interactive sessions. Okay. I want everyone talking in my sessions. Otherwise, I would be asking questions to people to make them awake, because it is like I don't need to be talking to the laptops, right? Good to go. So when you join the sessions, I want everyone to be very interactive. That is my, prerequisites from you guys. Then only it makes happening. The things get going, right? Even I enjoy the training people with their requirements. So this is all about the training thing. Now let me go back to the last thing. This is a student feedback. As I had mentioned, I have done Udemy course, right? I have posted one Udemy, two Udemy courses, for one for admin and one for the development. So these are the few comments, the reviews that I have received on those Udemy thing. But this was done for some other collaboration that I have. This is not with Sys Sigma. This is little worry. So see the rating. You may check this later part. I'm just walking you through the comments. These are recent ones. Then next would be there are a few comments. These are the real ones, okay? If you need to cross check, you may cross check it. So Annapurna was the topper of my class. I'm talking about the second review, the last batch. She had a 17 years of gap in her career, 17 years, okay? And now she has become pro in coding. You may take this feedback from the person who has referred you here for the demo. I think Sesh, you all know the Sesh or Aditya, right? So Annapurna is topper of my class in last batch. She has become a pro in coding now. She had zero knowledge from coding, technical background, and 17 years of experience, right? So yeah, there are a few of them from my last background batches. So this is my Urban Pro comments, reviews. Again, going back. There are few. I would take it from WhatsApp. Regularly, I keep in touch with my students, so they get the best from me, and they get the best results. So we will be having a common group for the training to discuss everything. Okay, your queries and all that. You would be getting the recording sessions and assignments every day. If you miss out the class, you can refer back the recording. But if you don't need to be the person who just keep referring to the recordings. Okay, I want everyone to be available in the class. Okay, once in a while is fine. There are situations, but then you need to be available. See, this is the last batch. The same lady Annapurna had messaged me on the day 4 of data model. She was saying that this is, now she understood why I was saying this is a structured training, right? So this was a achievement, and this is the last day when everyone was giving the feedback. Last batch, my batch. And very recently, I have also got feedback from my collaboration, that is Sys Sigma. Okay, from Sesh. He was saying that I am the person so far they have come up as a best trainer to work with them. So this is something achievement for me to get inspired and to help people, right? To give my best knowledge to the others. And the last one would be LinkedIn. So few people are, getting connected to me on LinkedIn because they are doing these tutorials on Udemy, right? So people coming up with feedbacks by themselves is some big achievement, right? Nobody does that. Everyone is busy in their real lives, but still if they are getting connected to you and giving you feedback, that is something is a motivation and achievement for me. So I request all of you to just go through this demo recording once again, okay, to understand again about the things that we have discussed. But I need lots of interactions from you. I need lots of focus way to complete your assignments, project work, get queries and issues resolved. I need attention from you to get you to achieve your goal. to get the best opportunity in the industry. Clear? Are we good with this? So I'll be forwarding the discussion that we had, and we will also share the session recording for this demo. So I think this was it from my side. I tried to cover up almost everything that I wanted to about training. So I'm open to get questions from you for next 2-3 minutes, and then we are good to close the session. Okay? Yes, please speak
Vanita,
up.
last question. Do you have any help on certifications? Any help for?
Good question. Good question. So when I say best practices industry will help you to guide for certification path also. So it is a total solution to your need. It is not only one thing that I'll be only teaching concepts and that's it. No, it is not. It is a complete package and bundle for you. So when I say guide, I don't recommend people to use the dumps. I'm not kind of person. I don't also recommend people for job support. It is you have to do it by yourself. I will be the point of contact for help and guidance, but I will make sure that you do it. Clear?
And
So
how
no
many
dumps.
certifications currently? Admin,
There are a lot
developer,
many.
and consultant?
Yeah, there are a lot many. If you just go to Trailhead, I'll go back to Trailhead here. See, here is credentials, right? And if you click on certifications, here you will get the whole idea about the certifications that they provide. But you have to start with the basic ones first, admin and development, because they are the base for the certification. See, this is the one, and this is. Okay, once these two are done, then you become eligible for next role of certifications. If you go to consultant here, there would be prerequisites of admin and developer, right? This is how it would be. Clear? So this will give you idea about the certification. But yes, I am going to help you with the exactly that is what I want to build: the positivity, the learning way, the confidence, as well as you should change your perspective and mind about trainings, right? It is a skill that you want to build for future. It is not just the learning, right? You want to build the future with the skill. If you don't grab the skill, is no use, right? So whoever has done trainings with me, you can just get connected with them and you would understand what I was referring to. No dumps. Aditya is there, right? He was one of them. You need to put lots of efforts, when you come to some new technology. Those efforts only would serve you better in future. I hope you all agree with me. It's not only one person, right? All of you. So now this is last chance to speak up. Okay, so thank you so much for joining in, and it was really good to get connected with the different kinds of people to get more insights. And thanks everyone for joining in demo sessions. Hope to see you all in my training session for next 8 weeks. Okay, so have a good night and good day, everyone. See you soon. Take care.